Irene will read the mission statement.
Yes. Our mission, Helping Parents Heal, is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting parents who have had one or more children to become shining light parents. By providing support and resources to aid in the healing process, we go a step beyond other groups by allowing the open discussion of spiritual experiences and evidence for the afterlife in a non-dogmatic way. Affiliate groups welcome everyone, regardless of religious or non-religious background, and allow for open dialogue. Attendance today at the Helping Parents Heal meeting is voluntary, and we are here for the benefit of learning from and sharing with other parents whose child has passed away. It is understood that our discussions are intended to be confidential and not designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. However, these Zoom meetings are very healing to parents all over the world, and they are posted on YouTube so that affiliate members who are not in our time zone can also watch. Helping Parents Heal offers a wide variety of speakers to allow parents to be informed about many possible ways to heal, to connect with their children, and to learn about the afterlife. The views expressed by our guest speakers do not necessarily reflect those of Helping Parents Heal, and we ask that you take from their presentation whatever may benefit you personally. Welcome, everyone. We're so glad you're here, and thank you, Christopher, for being here this evening.
Yes, thank you, Christopher. And before Christopher comes on, I'm just going to read a short bio. And I realized I didn't ask everybody if they wanted to just put their names, where they're from. And if you're a caring listener, an affiliate leader, or a board member in the chat box, you can do so if you'd like to. And I didn't even have time to welcome everyone, but welcome. We're just so happy that you're here. And as I say, I'm going to go ahead and read Christopher's bio, which is very short. Christopher is a certified psychic and spiritual medium who gives accurate psychic readings through a range of spirit and archangel guides. He is a professional certified consultant who uses his intuition to offer guidance to all of his clients, encouraging them to move in a positive direction and face the challenges that may lie ahead of them. By in-tuning with his clients about issues that they may want to resolve, he offers Reiki sessions that will help align the chakras of the body. When you schedule your psychic reading with Christopher, you will receive a detailed and highly accurate reading that covers the aspects of your life, especially where you feel you need the most guidance. Please visit psychicmedium.com to learn more, and I will put that in the chat box. And without further ado, please join me and Irene in welcoming Christopher Mendez, and welcome, Christopher. We're so happy that you're here.
Hello, thank you. I'm very grateful. This is my third US Zoom. I did 3 of the Zooms. I did 1 live event, so that was my 4th, and I have already done 1 conference in the UK, and also affiliate group. They asked me to come along, and I did a reading for all their parents. So I really enjoy helping parents in this perspective because, you know, as a human, we all lose people, and it doesn't matter in what direction it is, it still hurts. So I really came on my tour of helping families after losing my own mother and realizing the bond between a mother and child is very strong. And I do see a lot of women in the room, but I also know that a father and a child also can have a bond too. But I just feel there's something a little bit different with the mother and child bond. And so I am always blessed that things for Helping Parents Heal falls on anniversaries. So my father passed away on February 11th. So Elizabeth was very kind to allow me to come in February. In August, my mother's death day is, and I will be at the conference this year during that week. So And I'm hoping to see some of these lovely faces here and speak to some of your children why I will be there. I do live in the Phoenix metro area, so therefore I will be in town the whole time. So if you are looking for some spiritual guidance or mediumship or anything while you're in town, just reach out to me and I can make arrangements with you if that is appropriate for you at that particular moment of time. Um, I do want to talk a little bit about something that I've been thinking about, and it's about the conscious connection with our loved ones. And when I do readings, I will be very honest with you, it's a very deep connection. But I realize I have that connection with people, and I think we all do. So, if we ever have the moment of where we pick up the phone and the person goes, "Hey, I was thinking about you," or something I'm going through, remember that connection. So once somebody does leave this plane and move up, or I would say graduate to the next plane, because it is a graduation, because they're leaving the third dimension suffering world and they are free of suffering and pain, and they go to the next world. So I would say to you that that connection is still strong. So I always say work on your connection with your lost loved one instead of feeling like it is impossible. We are all beings that have our own unique gifts. And I want to let everyone know I don't believe that it's only special for mediums to be able to speak to their loved ones. I have seen beautiful signs in my readings with a lot of parents that are belonging to this helping parents heal organization. I had a young boy I pulled in and my whole ceiling turned to a rainbow. I had another woman who paints rocks, and a rock that been in my son's stocking for 20 years was laying on my floor. That was a painted rock. So when I picked up the painted rock and showed the parent goes, "I drop them off everywhere." So I will say to you, I have seen miracles or things that I probably would not be able to explain as signs from our beautiful children and our loved ones who are in spirit. So I do private readings. I do readings over Zoom. I work with all budgets. If you can't afford a medium, but you have 5 friends, I only charge my hourly rate. So I just want to let you know I am affordable because I do believe in helping the people who are suffering with the worst pain on the planet, which is losing a child. So if you need help, please reach out. If you can't afford anything, talk to me. I am a human being. And if I was to step over a suffering person, then it would not be appropriate for me to hold these gifts. So I feel they are been given to me to help people. I do want to start with a parent, and I'm going to tell you that your child is telling me you look like Raven from like the superheroes. So I'm gonna go with the girl with the black and white hair with the beautiful water pitcher, because your child is literally commenting on your hair color. So I just wanted to pull you forth and see what is around you and see what is going forth. Okay.
Hi, Christopher. Yeah, I'm happy to.
Hi. So is that a cool reference about you being called Raven, or like that's pretty cool?
I don't know, but it's the second time today.
So there you go. So that is how they do it. They want to remind you of what you are going through and what's happening here. So when I am feeling a child around you, I do feel that this child was probably a little bit younger in age when they have passed. So how old was your child when they passed?
26.
Yeah, it feels very, I hate to use the word sudden because, of course, it was sudden, but they are literally saying that they didn't have enough time for the closure of you and them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It does feel more of a male energy, but I am getting a mixed energy. So I really can't get the gender fully when I'm getting a mixed gender. But a lot of times, if you realize that an angel is both male and female of energy, so sometimes they are merging into that, so therefore it does mix that way. It has nothing to do with sexuality. So I want to let people know that when I'm feeling both, it just means that they could have been a little bit more sensitive on this earth or something of that nature. It is really funny because it's kind of like a merge of X-Men and Teen Titans, and I don't know what the reference of Teen Titans is, but I just keep seeing them in the superhero aspect, and that is what that your son is saying. I do keep hearing a skateboard or something with a skateboard, and that is something that I keep hearing going up and down. So I honestly think that as a spirit, they still like scooting up and down on a skateboard. So I just wanted to give you that reference there because it is very relevant for was there an issue when he was about with braces? Because he's
Yes,
talking about the teeth, and I don't know if it was like I didn't do what I was supposed to do with them, and
I know what you're talking about.
so it's like he's joking about the braces, like what did they matter? Like it's just more being funny about it and kind of because he got a little bit of a facetiousness with him, like he wants to be funny with me and wants to joke around. And he said, "Ask her all the braces stories." And it's just kind of like giggling and laughing about them. Is that relevant for you?
Yes, it is. Makes sense to me.
Yes, and is this new? Because he's like really loving the hair. I'm gonna tell you that.
I don't know. I let it go gray.
Well, it looks like you paid for it, so
Yeah, I did.
therefore it looks amazing. So good job, natural gray hair, for coming in and bringing style because it looks amazing. So thank you very much for that. It's really interesting because he's bringing me to the moment of like Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn like by water. So it just feels like him being a little rambunctious, like maybe being 12, 13 and hanging out by like a lake or a creek or something of that nature is where he is today. And that was his favorite pastime. And he keeps bringing himself back to that time frame.
Yeah.
I don't know why he passed, and nor does he want to share that. And that if people have readings with me, they know that's usually the first thing they make me go through is how they pass. But he is past his death. He is literally at peace with it. And he said, I have to move forward on this journey. And he said to remind people of why I left is not fair to them anymore.
Yeah, I
And
understand.
so, and so he's kind of saying that I want you to think about when we were together and the good times and the fun times and my craziness and how I laugh with my eyes and how like he keeps doing something with this hairdo, like pushing it to the back or stuff like those types of things. He's saying that is what I want you to think about, or just like how the sun is shining on his face in some of your memories, like jumping out of the water with my hands up kind of image. He's just kind of saying, unfortunately, but what he wants to explain to you is, I did it, Mom. I finished all my journeys on this planet and I am now whole. And
Really?
that is what he's saying. So what I have read is when the man becomes the woman and the woman becomes man, they become angelic and they go. So we don't know if this was his third time, fourth time, fifth time. And unfortunately, he only had a little dream with you because he only had a little bit left to finish that soul's journey. And now he said, I'm the one at peace. You're the one down there suffering. So don't worry about me. When you're sad, he looks down and goes, yeah, because you're down there, but we will be together. But you have stuff you got to do. I'm okay. I could be with you when I need to be with you, and I do guide you. And he's showing me more guiding you with sounds. So I really will say to you, I don't know what the more of the singing of the birds instead of a bird would be. It's just more sounds. So like if you get jarred in the middle of the night, and you're hearing like birds singing outside, I will be very honest with whoever somebody's child visited me, because I always take a nap before these events because I literally visualize everything that I already see everybody that I'm going to talk to. I know it's a weird thing. It's transcending time because I'm up in the spirit world, but there was a bird sitting on the roof, but it looked like it was looking at me while I was laying in bed the whole time. And it was this beautiful dove. And there was an E in the sky above it. So I don't know whose kid that is, but I will find them tonight because they literally put, it could be a pitchfork. So they could have went to ASU, or it could be 3 or an E, because it was in the sky with the bird. So I don't know if it's yours. He's not owning it, so I don't think it is his, but I'm just saying it out there. They come and visit me too. I do want to let you know that there is other relatives or other siblings he is acknowledging. And I want them to know that he said, I am here to protect them no matter what. And so that you don't need to worry that you're going to lose another. And he said that that bothers you. And he said that it's one and done, Mom. It was
Thank you
just,
so much.
and he said, stop worrying about that, because he said, you can't hold them in the place forever.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense. Very pertinent.
So he does want to give you a nice, beautiful kiss on your forehead. And he said that's because he feels a little bit taller than you. So therefore he's leaning down while he's doing it. And he wants to acknowledge that you were his first love. And he
Oh,
wants you to know that.
thank you, Austin. Thank you, Christopher. I appreciate it.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And where are you guys from? Oh, I lost her.
Virginia.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering where all these beautiful trees are, and he keeps showing me like the ocean and the water. So I just didn't know where you guys were, because it's just,
Oh man, the lake is so important. You nailed it.
yeah. So he loves that. So I will say to you, that is where you're going to talk to him. That is where you're going to find the closest connection to him. And I would actually go there, have lunch, and talk to him, and really look for these signs, because he is done with his journey. He is angelic now. I really feel he has learned every lesson there is humanly to learn on this planet, and he is now an angel. So therefore, I feel if you connect with him, he's going to give you spiritual knowledge that is probably going to be profound.
Take that. Thank you.
So thank you very much, and you have yourself an amazing weekend.
You too. Thanks.
All right, I'm gonna look at you guys more in a gallery setting. I'm gonna try to touch the thing because I'm only seeing 2 of us. I'm only seeing 4 people at once. So how do I get to see everybody?
You need to do the gallery view. So go up to the top right.
There we are. There we are. There's everybody's beautiful faces again. Thank you very much. Let me look around here. Now, again, if I don't pick you today, doesn't mean your child isn't here. You got to understand it's the loud ones that draw my attention, and it's the ones who say, hey, let me say hello to somebody, or let me say hello to one of my loved ones, or something of that nature. It doesn't mean that they're not all screaming in my ear at once. It just means some are a little bit more timid than others. And I just wanted to acknowledge that with all of you. I'm really drawn to the moon and the woman with the purple sweat, because that's kind of the one with the purple shirt on. If we can bring her forth, because I'm just drawn to your energy. I don't know what's around you yet until we talk, but you pulled me in, so I just wanted to acknowledge that.
The moon is that
What's her name, Christopher?
Angela O.
Angela.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Do you see Angela, Irene?
No, I don't. She's not
I
coming up.
can ask to unmute her.
Yeah,
Yes.
There
There she is.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How
Hi.
are you doing?
Good. How are you, Christopher?
Good. I am going to put you on a view that so that I could just look at you, so that this way I could just focus on your energy and not everybody's in the room, because I'm very sensitive, immensely sensitive. So therefore I don't want to pull anybody else's energy, and you deserve your own reading and not everybody else's energy there. I'm going to be honest with you. I see two females around you. So I see an older woman with a younger woman. Who is the younger girl?
I don't know the younger, the older one makes sense.
Did they lose a child themselves?
I don't know.
Because it's on mom's side of the family.
Nothing's ringing a bell right now, but I would have to think about.
Okay, so if we look at mom's family, so I'm looking at mom's family, it could be a cousin or something with that, but there is an older woman who's bringing people through. So what I will say to you, is that I feel the woman would be more on like a grandmother or grandmother's side, because she feels like one of your first deaths in your life. So she's validating I'm her gatekeeper and I can pull it. So the woman that is with her is not a child. It is more like a woman on that level.
My grandmother.
Okay. So she is your gatekeeper. She's the one who should bring people forth. So I just wanted to acknowledge that to you. I do feel there is again another. So you lost a son also. Then I'm assuming, because there's another male in spirit there. He has a unique smell. So I'm not going to tell you it's good or bad. It's unique. And I will say, if it crosses your nose, that is something very prominent with him, because that's how he came for. He manifests through smell. He's calling you like mom companion or mom friend more than mother son. I really feel used to vibed, and it's like a vibe that I feel, and that you guys are definitely connected on a soul level. And again, most parents feel this, but it feels like your piece of the puzzle that was taken when he left is definitely very harsh. But because you are so connected to him, you probably have a deeper connection to him on the other side. Excuse my thing. I generate a lot of heat. If you ever come to one of my events, I literally raise a room by 10 degrees. So it's just where I'm pulling the energy from. So excuse me, people. I'm not nervous. It's just I generate heat. So I just noticed it and I got embarrassed and I'm like, ugh. So I'm very sorry about that. So the one thing with him is I don't know what the whole skipping thing is, or wanting to have fun and jump around, but it's literally a lot of energy. So to me, I hear him, and there's a lot of zzz in the air. So be careful with the howl. You could hear sometimes it's kind of like he's racing around the ceiling, like zzz, zzz, zzz.
He did more in a day than people do in a week.
Yeah, so I will say his energy level is still very high. I would say he had to have something that shook, maybe his leg or his hand, because it's still moving on me. I want to move my leg, so that's him projecting on me to bring forth that. So I am allowing that to come forth. Is that validating for you?
Yes.
He's showing me more cats than dogs. So you have more.
Okay. Yes, that makes sense.
Okay, because he has them around him, but there's probably one dog, if that, and I
Yes.
don't even know if it's his, but the cats are more relevant to him. But there's other creatures too. So I think he was a lover of animals, or an empath of animals, because that's the way I feel he communicates with them. So that's how he finds them. So he wants to, I want to acknowledge that also about him being a communicator of the animals. With that being said, be mindful of these stray animals that may show up at your house, because I do feel he's going to move them towards you.
Yes, that completely makes sense. There's
Because
stray cats at my door every morning.
well, he says if I was there, I would open the door and let them in.
Yes,
And
he
that's what
would.
he's saying. Because they need a home, they need to be spaded, they need to be taken care of. He said he worries so much about them because he said dogs, everybody loves, and he said the cats, sometimes people push them aside. And he said, not me. It feels like he would have fought for injustice or something of that, because it just feels like he has this heart of I call him a compassionate warrior. He can feel other people suffering and it would make him stand up. I would say he had a very sensitive son, so I think this world was very harsh for him in the sensitivity of what I'm feeling. Or you know, we can say empathic, but I'm going to say immense empathic. Like he could really feel things on a level most of us don't understand. He does want to hold your hand, and I know that is something that is intimate, but I don't know what it is. He just wants to touch you and hold a hand and kind of rub his one finger in it, because that's what he's saying. That was his soothingness with you, because he keeps calling you his rock or his grounder, the person who would put him down. I don't know what this cute thing is. He's like I'm seeing a little boy face and you holding it and saying, everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. And he's acknowledging that was his most soothing.
My granddaughter did that to him 2 days before he was killed.
That was the most soothing thing, that everything's going to be okay. So please let her know that is her guardian angel now, because that is her first death. And so that's why he had to bring grandma in to show her that acknowledgement. So they have a method to their madness with me. And I really feel the girl he was showing me was not of spirit. It was this girl that he watches over, because he literally shows me both worlds. So he's acknowledging her, but I want to let you know that. It feels like he was a plane eater. And I know that's weird. A plane eater, like plain, everything plain.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he was.
so I'm like, can you tell me some food or something? And everything is just basic. So I will let you know that I'm just bringing that acknowledgement in.
It's a running joke with the boneless chicken farm.
Okay.
Plain, very plain, yes.
So he's just acknowledging that, just to joke and laugh around with you. I do feel there is maybe something unique with his teeth or his front teeth, because he keeps drawing the attention. And I don't know what the two teeth things tonight, but did he have like a gap or something, or a little bit?
Dentures.
Dentures? Thank you. Because he's just acknowledging them so that you know it's him. Because I wouldn't expect that from a younger guy to have dentures. So he's acknowledging that so you do know it's him. He is showing me a pair of sneakers that is still there. So he knows they are there, and he wants to acknowledge that also with you.
I have them in my room right now.
Well, keep them, bronze them, put them on a pedestal, because
Absolutely.
he attaches to them. That's one of his anchors to come to this planet. So I will be very honest with you. That's what he's acknowledging to me. So I want to thank you very much for your time.
Christopher, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. His birthday's next Monday, so I needed this.
Well, why don't we sing him happy birthday?
I have been every day. It's counting down, so it's next Monday. So absolutely.
So how old would he have been?
He would have been 35 this year.
So make sure you celebrate it, because that is 35 years anniversary of the day you met him. Remember that.
Absolutely, my road dog.
Yeah.
Thank you, Christopher, so
And
much.
make sure that you acknowledge that relationship because he does value you as one of his best friends. He calls you his co-pilot, his travel companion, and he says that please know that I'm still there and I'll still tell you you took the wrong turn, but it's going to be in a different way. All right. Thank you.
Thank you again. Have a blessed night. Thank you.
You too.
That's wonderful. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Christopher. And again, what a great thing right before his birthday. And again, if you would like to be able to send me something for the newsletter, please do so. I have all the information on the sidebar there. Keep going if you'd like to,
Oh,
Christopher.
of course I would. I mean, I love reading people. I love helping people get through their own suffering here. So let me look here. So there's two in a room. There's only, I think there was a husband and wife, but I'm looking at the two that are like short hair and long hair. So I don't know what relationship Lisa J. So I'm going to ask to unmute you. There you are. Oh, I did it on accident. I hit it twice, I think. There you are. How are yous both?
Let's see. I'm going to ask to unmute because I also asked
Yeah,
to unmute.
yes, I did too.
What?
All of us are asking you guys to unmute, but you are unmuted.
Here,
now.
here.
Well, I mean, I talk on Zoom all the time, so it's just second nature. And plus, I'm a little bit of a controlling Leo, so if I could do it myself, I do it. So sorry about that. So how are you two doing there?
We're good, thank you. We're just really dear friends who, over the course of the past 4 years, Patty lost her son 4 years ago, and I lost my son this past November.
So I want to tell you, this is very interesting because this isn't the first duo that I get attracted to where their kids become more friends in the spirit world. And I do feel that your children are together. So this ain't the first time I've seen it. It won't be the last because they are trying to heal used to as a collective soul. So they're like kind of scheming behind the scenes to keep used to together.
Okay.
So I really feel I'm going to kind of separate the boys though, because I want to give it, but because they are so close together, if I merge them on accident, because that happens because they are very close. So I just wanted to acknowledge that, but they drew the attention to both of you.
Okay.
So first off, there's a lot of relevance to the life is good behind you because that is where the attention came through. So whose house are we in?
We're in my house, Lisa's.
Okay. So can I have your kids' names so I could just say them and talk to them better so that this way I don't confuse them too?
Sure. My son is Luke.
Luke. I'm going to write this down because my memory for names, because I'm in the spiritual world where there's no names, I don't even look for them. I just talk. So Luke, and then.
My son is Nick.
Thank you very much. So Luke, there is a lot of music around him. So I really feel like you need to be very mindful of anywhere there is music. Now, is there a connection with music with both of them? I don't know, but it feels like you more so get the signs through the radio. He's kind of showing me the Transformers, so that's where I kind of get that the Bumblebee speaking type kind of thing where I'm going to be in Walmart and I'm going to hear, "Mom, I love you," and you're going to look around and go, "Where the hell is he?" So that is what I'm hearing for you in particular. Which one played sports out of the two?
Well, they both really did.
But which one was like, I'm hearing the basketball sound.
Basketball was Luke for sure.
My son was baseball.
So we're talking to you, that I find a basketball bouncing probably the most annoying sound I ever heard on the planet. So when I hear it, I'm like, I know what a basketball sounds like. So I want to say to you is that could be a sign because he keeps showing me the ball itself and how it's shaped. So therefore, please look for that as you're driving because it could be, it could be a billboard with Luke on the name, like a religious kind of text. And that's what he's kind of showing me, Luke, whatever, and some guy. But then if there's a basketball right after, or you're driving past the stadium or something of that nature, I think it's more relevant. So he's kind of like throwing Luke with a ball. So it's kind of like when they come together there, if that makes sense with you.
Perfect sense.
Now, was your son a little bit more shorter than Luke if you've seen them in person?
Yes, my son was short.
He's adorable.
He is adorable. Yeah, he's beautiful kid. Man.
Well, he's always will be her kid. That's what I'm going to say to you is he is a very helpful spirit.
Mm,
Wants to help. And he's like, what could I do to make this better for them? What could I do? And I said, just stay here and smile and be your cute little self. So he's more worried about you wondering what he's doing. And he's telling me, he said, tell her, first off, I'm with Luke and we kind of go see Luke's life. He like they travel together. I know that sounds very weird. So I want to acknowledge that you may feel two spirits in the house and they are traveling together.
Hmm.
So they kind of became, I would call these co-friends in the spirit world. It's not because you guys met, it's because they brought you two together. So I want to let you know that it wasn't you met and then the kids met, it was the kids met and they brought you two together.
mm.
Does that make sense?
We've been good friends for a long time. Our kids didn't know each other on Earth, but it doesn't surprise me that they found each other on the other side because Patty and I kind of got together when Nick died. I mean, just to help each other through the grieving and mourning. We knew of each other before that.
We had met in Al-Anon years ago.
Yeah. And then worked through Nick's death together. And then, like I said, in November, my son was out on a 6-mile run and died of a massive coronary.
Well, I don't know why that happened. I really feel that is interesting that he had a heart attack because I did feel something like that with him. And I was like, this is very young. So I just was kind of like, oh, heart attack is usually what I feel with people's dads. So it's not something I would feel like, what would the autopsy say about this? I'm just curious of
Still waiting for the autopsy report. It's been too soon still to get that back.
yeah, I if it was a defect, it was a small one. That's what I'm hearing. I don't, I can't give you the answer, and I don't think he could give you the answer. I don't think he even knew, because it's kind of like I'm here and I'm not. But what they're saying is, I really feel they brought you two together as a closer unit, even though maybe you did know each other a little bit. But it's the death of them that is now going to bring this bond together. I'm talking more future too. I see you guys traveling together, doing things together in the future. So I really feel it's used to together are going to unwind what I call the yo-yo of grief, the in and out of it. And that is what they are showing. Now,
Mm.
I want to go to Nick's mom because to me, you were in the right place at the right time to be support for her. And I really feel that it's kind of that beautiful energy thing is like, why am I in her life and why is she being so kind to me over my loss? And then we like they already knew it was going to happen.
Mhm.
So I'm very glad you two have each other, because sometimes this grief can be very lonely, and especially with losing children around the similar age. That is what I'm kind of getting there. I want to go to the baseball thing because I don't know why he keeps showing me. Was he a catcher?
He was pretty much everything. He was more of a second baseman. I mean, he played through high school and he played when he was younger. He actually played with Brandon Crawford from the Giants, and they
Oh,
grew up
wow.
together playing baseball. But he something in he went to college just 2 years. And long story short, he ended up taking his life. I think that he was just done with being so depressed, and he was abusing opioids, um
Well,
and
I
he and
will.
I were super, super, super close, and I have a lot of guilt.
So I'm going to tell you this. Opioids is the reason why your son isn't here. It isn't anything that's what caused the depression. That's what caused him to feel the way he did. So I'm definitely going to tell you that what were you he keeps saying to me, he goes, Mom, what do you feel you would be able to do to save me? And again, this is your natural instincts coming in as a mama bear. You're like, I should have protected my son. But again, we got to look at time and knowledge. Today, you have the time and knowledge. You can go backwards and say, coulda, woulda, shoulda. But he's saying at the moment of time, what would you have done without any knowledge? Because if you knew that was my last night, you would have been drove to there and you would have sat with me because that's you. So what would you have done
Well,
differently?
it was the day after Mother's Day, and he was in a bad place, and he texted me all night long and tried to call me, and I didn't pick up, and I ignored his text because I was, setting my boundaries and trying to detach and let him figure it out on his own. And the next morning
I'm going to tell you that he was in a bad place, but I feel like what happened to him, I don't feel it would have changed the outcome. Every time he keeps showing me the outcome, I'm going to be very honest with you. He's telling me that if it didn't happen that week, it probably would have happened 2 weeks later.
and I do totally believe that, and I feel like he's told me that too, and I
Because he doesn't want you suffering. Because you got to understand, there's similarities between you two's faces. So therefore, you see him when you're looking at each other. So when you're looking in the mirror, you can still see him. And he's saying, I wouldn't want you to walk around regretting our relationship or regretting how our relationship ended. This world is very hard, and I'm hearing it. The men on this world are taking their lives a lot quicker than I
yeah.
have seen in my lifetime. And you got to understand that he didn't do it to hurt anybody. He did it to relieve his own suffering, because this opium addiction that he had literally talked to his brain, literally told him things that weren't of truth, because he's clear-minded now. So I'm talking to your baby. I'm talking to the pure soul. I'm talking to the clear kid. And he's looking at me and saying, Mom, this was a drug that caused all this chain of effects.
Right.
And of course, we do get fed up. We do want to do hard love with our children. You know how many of these stories I hear on a daily basis where parents were like, they were a little late. I was mad at them and I didn't pick up the phone that night. And if I did, well, we don't know that for sure. And I don't really feel there would be anything. He would have probably been a little high, and you would have probably been even more ticked off, and you might have said some things that you regretted. So therefore that it happened the way you were whatever happens is a protection sometimes. So the reason why you had that overwhelming, I'm not picking up the phone, is because you were protecting yourself. Because what if he laid it to
Absolutely.
you? What if he ripped
Absolutely.
you apart? What if he told you things? And this is what he's saying. I wasn't in a great place, Mom. And I understand today why you couldn't pick up the phone. And he's showing me I could see everything now. but he literally keeps showing me him holding you after the fact, you rocking, holding his stuff and him being there. He's showing me how much suffering you have been through. And he said, if it wasn't for Luke's mom, you would not be here. And he says,
He's right.
Mom, no, this is the demon on the planet, these drugs. And so many other people have lost their children based off of them. And he said, I'm normal because there's a lot of people addicted. And he said, if it didn't feel good, we wouldn't get addicted, right? And he kind of nudged Luke. So I don't know, what was Luke's story? How did he pass?
Well, he passed of the heart attack, but both of our children suffered from opioid abuse. Luke happened to be sober at the time of his death, but this has been an ongoing thing, and it started from a normal surgery, and then they get put on Oxycontin at the end of that, and it was like it walked into my house and stole my kid.
Well, I don't even drink caffeine, and I was struck by an automobile and they put me on methadone and fentanyl patches.
Yeah.
Never doing drugs in my life. I will tell you, I could relate to those kids because it comatoses you. I got off them because I thought it would kill me just to use them as a regular prescription, never even abusing them. So I could not imagine if somebody was abusing them, because I was taking them normally from what a doctor that has a degree says. So what we could do then, we can fight this, we can go forth, because these are two men that want to fight for other people and fight for the suffering.
They tried so hard repeatedly, let me tell
They
you.
did.
They really did.
So I would say that, please, Mom, this was his journey. And unfortunately, you're either going to be addicted to drugs in this life path, or you're going to be the one suffering with somebody in your love life that is addicted to something. So you unfortunately had to do the other side of this journey to make your soul pure. It is a painful, god-awful journey that you were chosen to do. But if you take this suffering and you, like she gave you hope and stood by your side, the compassion of a stranger goes a long way. And if you both pay it forward because you have each other, you can create a beautiful web that will heal these families. Because remember, a plane full of our children are dying daily. Daily. Remember, one plane hit the Twin Towers and we went to war for 10 years. So remember that. This is plane full of our children. So we have to stand up and do that. I'm going to tell you, when I was at the last Helping Parents Heal, this was the message I got by reading a parent who lost a rodeo star. It said that there's enough people in Helping Parents Heal. If everybody gets together and every state sends a letter to Congress on the same day and make sure it lands, and with pictures and faces of what's being robbed with fentanyl, then we could force them to change the laws on opiums, especially with how many of our children at 17 get their teeth pulled and then they give them an opium at 17. First drug they usually get is at 17 from when they get their wisdom teeth taken out.
I got
So-
Tylenol.
What?
I got Tylenol.
But they give opiates now to kids.
Huh.
So I remember getting it pulled out in the service, and then what they do is they go, tough titties, we're pulling it out, go suffer, because that's the service. So I just wanted to let you know that I do feel that there's a reason why you both are going through the same collective suffering together. It connects you on a different bond, but that bond is going to be unbreakable. And I really can see some kind of organization with Luke and Nick's name attached to it. I honestly see the yin and yang symbol with both of their names intertwining to show the journey of both of them together and how they brought you. It's a very beautiful thing. And maybe they're helping people get through this.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
So I want to thank you both for being there for each other, but I also want to thank Luke for really trying to bring light into your life, both of you. Because I mean, I think he helps you heal by seeing him. So when you like, I really feel all this is a big full circle to me. So thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank you.
very much.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you, Christopher. That was beautiful.
Now, I'm not a great time person, so whoever has the time to make sure I could do more people, I will be willing to do that.
We still have
Sure.
so
How much?
we have 9 minutes, so there's still
All
time.
right, let me look here. And I'm very sorry for who so is a lot of you going to the conference?
Is anybody?
So please let me know that you're going to be there, and we can always sit somewhere, do something. I don't want to go away from any of the important speakers, but I will be willing to meet with most of you. If you do want to have a live reading with me, please let me know, because I will share with you, I met Debbie for the first time, and our reading was more about her son controlling me than anything else. And we literally went to the chess machine there, and that was a very significant thing, and everything was guided by them. So I was skipping down halls with parents because the little kid asked me to. So I will allow the one spare, she liked me to do these weird dances, and she said her husband the daughter used to make her husband do it. So it is a fun experience, and I will embody your child the best way I can to bring you closure and healing. So let's see, one more person. There's a cute little girl on the corner over here with a purple shirt smiling. I don't know why I'm calling you cute. I'm not flirting. I can't get your name though. So Jess.
So you just saw her name and it's Jess, is that right?
Yeah, I asked her to unmute. Hi, Jess.
Hi,
Hi, how are
Hello.
you?
I'm good. How about you?
Good. So have you ever had a reading by me?
I haven't.
Okay, I just want to make sure and let people know that I don't know you. So you do feel familiar though. So I don't know why that is, but who knows? We could have met somewhere else on another plane in another time here.
Another lifetime. Yeah.
Another lifetime here. So is the color purple? I don't know why you don't look purple now, but it looked very purple when I was seeing you. That is a very significant color for you. And
Yes.
that's what I was being told. This is also a female, correct?
No.
Hang on. Do you have another lost child? Miscarriage, anything of that nature? A sibling that was a miscarriage? Because there is a miscarried child around you that is also there. So I don't know where that's coming from, but I would ask like siblings or parents, because they will attach to their loved ones. So I want to let you know that it is around you. So I was assuming it was yours, but I want to let you know that. So it could be a family secret. So sometimes I do break family secrets by saying that, or they may have not known it, but I that's the first. So I honestly feel it could be a sibling or something, or a sister's kid or a relative's kid, because it is connected to you in that way. So I just wanted to acknowledge why I was feeling that at first. When I feel the child around you, was your child younger, like not in their 20s when they passed, but younger?
Yes, my son was 18.
Okay. Because he's kind of showing me his younger years, even younger than that. So that is the life he keeps showing me, and the time with you being younger. Did he have his own gifts?
Yes.
Because I really feel that he could foresee or feel things in the house.
He was very empathic. Yeah.
I'm honestly surprised on how many boys are here, but there is girls in the room. So I want to let everybody know, I'm sorry I didn't get to any other people's children, but I want to let you know that he is. Was he a little actor or anything? Because he is a little dramatic
He could be a little dramatic sometimes. Yeah.
and very handsome. He's
Thank
a
you.
handsome boy. Like he could have been a star on TV because he's got that cuteness about him. And that's what he keeps showing me himself being cute, himself being funny, himself being goofy in the house. I really feel the living room area is a very prominent place for him to show his signs. So TV shows flipping on, weird things like, oh my God, that's his favorite show. Uh, I don't know what the significance of heelys are, but he's showing me the shoe with a heel, like he moves around the house fast like that and stops. And I don't know if it's wood floors, but it's more like a spirit guiding or gliding. And so you might see something move on the floor and it could be him sliding into it. I know that sounds interesting, but that's what he's kind of showing me. He's also showing me like there could be a standing lamp or something in the room that he tries to mess with to get your attention. Um he keeps taking me back to being a child and nestling into your chest. So I really feel that's where that purple is coming from. It's kind of like a blanket or something where he can hold with you close, but he's showing me more as a child than as an adult doing this. Does that acknowledge like just cuddling? He's
Yeah.
talking about always cuddling. Uh,
Purple was his favorite color.
okay, but it's a very unique purple.
Yeah. He also comes to me in a purple light.
Okay, thank you. Because he is very much cuddling and being very loving to you. How did he pass?
He suffocated.
With what though?
It's really traumatic for me.
Okay, I won't go there then. Because he's showing me it and I don't understand it fully. So don't tell me, I don't need to hear about it. I'm just letting you know that he keeps telling me he's sorry. So I don't know if it was self-inflicted or could have been prevented, but I feel like there's a little bit of blame being taken on himself or responsibility. Never blame. I'm very sorry for using that word. That was my ego talking. He's saying that I'm feeling a little bit of ownership of what happened to me.
Sure. That's
And he's
fair.
apologizing for that because it's kind of like a stupid thing. And that's what he keeps telling me.
Yes, it was a really stupid thing.
And he said, it wasn't my intention. I was being very inconsiderate of you,
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
yes, it does.
He is talking about you always being his protector, always being and he's saying, Mom, I know I ended your role sooner than you wanted it to be ended. And he's apologizing with the deepest compassion. And again, I don't know how soon of a spirit he is. How soon?
It's been 15 months.
He still has some human emotions because we just don't go from spirit to that, or maybe it's just his emotions coming through, but he is with a lot of energy apologizing, but also telling you, I miss our times. I don't know if there was he keeps showing me the movie theater. We're going to see certain movies when they come out, and you're not able to do it at this moment of time. And he said, call me forth, Mom, so we can go see these movies again together. Because it's kind of like, I don't know where his dad is, but what he always shows me is you and him. And it's kind of like, he was your kind of pal and you really gave him a really good life and he's telling me you allowed his creativity to shine. And he said, I look back at that, and he's like a kaleidoscope of color.
Yeah.
And he's showing me that acknowledgement to you, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Um, have you ever seen Dumbo?
Yes.
Do you know that song, Baby of Mine?
I think so.
So the one line is, if they only knew you, they would have loved you too. I keep hearing in my head. So it shows me he must have been bullied or maybe not fitting with everybody, but you were his protector and you seen him as this beautiful child. And if they only took the time to know him, they would love him as much as me. And he's acknowledging that to you.
Thank you. Yeah, he had special needs, and so we had some hard times, but good times.
Well, that's probably why I'm seeing it. So was it autism? Because that's maybe why I'm seeing the spectrum of rainbow with him, because
Yeah.
he's higher level. So I would say to you, is if I was a kid, I probably would have been diagnosed because of me being so up here and not down on earth. So I just wanted to let you know that.
Yeah. Thank you.
I want to also show you the cuddling is very important to him. So even if you have some of his clothes and just kind of hold it and pull him forth, I think you really soothed him by holding him.
Thank you.
He keeps doing this. So I don't know what the significance of touching your hair and pushing your hair out of your face, but he keeps doing that as like a term of endearment of you leaving. If that, like saying goodbye, touching your face, that's what he wants to do.
Thank you.
He does want to, if he was there, he's telling me he didn't have the opportunity to say goodbye. And he said, you deserve me to say goodbye to you, Mom. And he said, if we had the opportunity to say goodbye, he would say that you were always his backbone and you were always the one protecting him. And he said, today it's my turn to protect you. So thank you very much. And he wants a kiss. I mean, they don't always want to kiss on the lips, but he's kissing you. So he's kissing you all over. So I feel he would have been affectionate at times with you. So that's what he's showing me. So I want to acknowledge that to you. And I want to thank you very much for coming forth and allowing me to read him and you.
Thank you so much. I asked him to come through tonight, and I saw you were on very last minute. So thank you.
And I had a purple shirt and I put it aside and I said, I'm going to wear green. I don't know. I was like, but the purple, and I really think he had to do with that. What is his name?
Jordan.
That dove was very prominent. It was like calling at me, like they were like sitting right on the rooftop and looking in my window at me.
He has a thing with birds, but specifically ducks. So
I just wanted to let you know, I knew somebody was doing something. But I could tell you, my first reading on Helping Parents Heal was Irene, and I was told what to wear that day because her daughter came and told me what to wear. And of course, I didn't know it was Irene because she was in a black screen and I didn't know who she was, but she was one of my first reads. And her daughter literally dressed me that morning before I got on. And they do that sometimes. So I just want to acknowledge that to you also.
Thank you.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Christopher. This has been wonderful. And please look for Christopher at the conference. He has told us that he's just going to be doing readings for donations, which is just amazing. And he's wanting to plant trees with those donations. So he's going to try to read as many people as he can. And I just feel so grateful to you, Christopher, for doing everything that you do for these parents. And we always ask, and please don't forget to send me validation stories. I would just love to, and he's also wanting to do this tree planting for the elephants of the world, which I also love elephants. So I think that's beautiful too. Anyway,
This was a great night. Thank you, Christopher. What a great evening.
Could I give you guys one more thing? If you guys want to get together and ever want to do your own, like I said, I charge $150 an hour and I give you guys a discount with Helping Parents Heal. And so if you want to if you can't afford just one person, we could do that. I also do hour sessions, hour and a half. I literally do 4-hour gallery sessions. I have held the spirit for 2.5 hours and gave validating information for that whole 2.5 hours. So if you are looking to do that and you want to bring your whole family, I have held one family member for 16 different family members, and they all got validating information from the family member. So I want to let you know.
for the discount, they're asking, Amy's asking in the
Oh,
chat.
it's Helping Parents HPH 2024.
2024. Okay, great. Thank you
Yeah,
so
so
much.
every year I will just put that there, but at the event I'm going to be doing last time I was at the event, I did end up reading 30 people. And so this time I hope I'm going to have the opportunity to maybe help more families than that. I'm also doing a conference there. I'm also doing a live gallery thing, correct? Because that's
2 of them.
Mhm.
Yes.
2 of them.
Yes.
So please join me, because everybody who goes, I will be giving baggies, and you'll get a crystal and you'll get a bunch of gifts from me there. And, you know, maybe in your bag, maybe a form where everybody in that room might get a tree with their kid's name just by coming to see me. So I'm very much into being of service to all of you when you go to the conference. So if you see me, please pull aside. If you want to have lunch with me at your table, I'll read you all at the table while you're eating. I'm a vegan, so I just need a couple cucumbers and a tomato, and I can read all day. So I just want to thank everybody for the time that you have given me tonight. And I want to thank Elizabeth and Irene for giving me the most amazing opportunity that I ever had in my life to be of service to the people who are suffering the most on this planet, because I want to do it, and to see you guys and to know that I can give you an ounce of hope that your kids are okay really does mean a lot to me. And I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. And I want to tell you, I'm very sorry that you were chosen for this journey this time around on the planet. So I want to apologize from above, because it had nothing to do with above. They don't take away our children. It's just happened sometimes. And I just want to apologize.
Oh, you're such a sweetheart. And listen, this was wonderful. There were so many validations. I know Angelina's already said she's going to be sending in validations stories. So I hope everybody else is going to be able to as well. And we will see you soon, no matter what. And
Yes.
we always ask everybody to unmute and say
Unmute.
good evening.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you, Christopher. What a great
Bye.
night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Great job.
Christopher. It
Thank
was
you.
Good
wonderful.
night, Christopher. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. That was great.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful evening.